Yeah, so today I want to share a little bit about the path of awakening. In a way, a lot of people use it to escape human life. And I just want to talk a little bit about that because, of course, we all want to awaken. We want to heal the system. We want to know more of who we truly are, know more of our true nature or become our true nature. But if there are energies in your system that are on this path to escape human life, I just want to emphasize or let you know that we can have both. We can have an enjoyable human life experience and we can have this awakening process. So it doesn't have to be one or the other. And the thing is, yes, we move through this process. And if we just use it as an escape from human life experience, I can just let you know it's all about living human life experience more fully. This is what awakening really is. So it's not about escaping. Yes, there are always like times when, you meditate a lot. Maybe you feel very withdrawn from life and people and what's going on in this world. Like you don't care, and that's absolutely fine. So there are times when, we are basically like on a month-long retreat in a way. So we retreat from life. But then there are times when we're pushed into life again to integrate what we have basically accomplished or gained throughout the time when we were more withdrawn. And then there are times when we pulled back again, more meditation, more retreats or whatever, more spiritual practice, whatever is happening in your case. And again, moving back into human life so that we can integrate this. And then eventually, when the true nature is present, and we touched on this yesterday a little bit, it's all about bringing this into the human life experience. And then human life experience becomes a lot more intense, or let's say the human life experience becomes a lot more the focus of life again. So before it was the awakening path, the awakening process, moving out of the human experience, and then it's all about moving into the human experience, being in it again, and this experience gets stronger and more dominant again. So yeah, just that you know, and this is why my approach is, and I always wanted to this was always what I had in my gut feeling. I wanted to awaken, but at the same time, I wanted to have a enjoyable human life experience. And you are allowed to have an enjoyable human life experience here and now. You can. So this is often when people think, oh, but I can't because of a lot of limitations in our system. So, when we remove the limitations, suddenly we can just be who we are and enjoy what life is giving us in the present moment, because there is so much there. And if we don't see it, it's just because there are limitations there. And there's a lot there for us, and this is all there from the beginning, from our life. So often we say abundance is our birthright. So when we come from that direction, it's always there. And if we don't experience it, it just means there are energies in the way that are preventing the experience. And also feeling that we are important, or the person is important, that we have certain abilities on the human level or spiritual level, and we can fully share them, we can live our creativity and our humanness. And that's just so important. And yeah, so my path is definitely both, or also the work I do. This is what happens for people. On the one hand, we heal, clear the system, and moving towards realizing the true nature. And then also, because a lot of the limitations fall away, we can be more authentic in this life as a human and really live the life that we want. And because we raise our vibrations throughout this process, this is what changes the life experience. So if you are in a life experience where, I'm not talking about suffering that surfaces because of healing, it's not that, because this is there. You can be in a very high vibration and you can still have low vibrational energies surfacing because of clearing. That's very normal. But if you are experiencing in your life, like people around you, or situations where you are in low vibrational situations, low vibrational people and stuff like that, then I really recommend raising your vibration. And this is by doing the clearing work, healing and clearing work, because then life experience starts to change completely. When you are in a different vibration, you have like, it's not even that you have, let's say, more friendly or loving people in your life, but you meet this side of the people. And this is very fascinating. So we can have people who have a very low vibrational side and a very high vibrational side. And when your core vibration is high, then you meet that high vibrational part of that person. And if your core vibration is low, then you meet this low vibrational part of that person. And this goes for everything, you know. So those two sides are always everywhere. And raising the vibration is not just feeling high vibrational emotions, so joy and love and stuff like that, as a feeling, because a feeling is just, but it's part of the human system. I know there are scales that talk about feelings, but it's not about feeling. It's about the actual vibration of every cell of the body. So that's changing over time, and yeah. And one time in a meditation, I sometimes have like consciousness travel experiences, and I was shown that we all have this bubble of consciousness around us. So this was the way how I was shown, so that I understand everything is consciousness in creation, and life energy projects out into this 3D reality. And basically, our consciousness bubble is around us. It's like a few meters, I don't know, a few more meters wide. It's quite large, and everything we see and do is projected in this consciousness bubble. And so every life experience is very unique. So there is no same life experience on this planet. It doesn't work like that, because we're all very individual. Of course, we are born with a different level of consciousness, different vibration, and also different karma, and also learnings, things we need to learn in this life and experience, and so forth. And so every life experience is very unique. And even though we have a collective, and there are things happening in the collective, in our own consciousness bubble, we can experience heaven on earth, you know. And the person beside you cannot experience that. I think I said this yesterday as well, but I think it's so important. Uh, because this they have. If we think about, in 2 years later, in a few months, and no, we have to live our life today that we find it's the best day of our lives. So that's just very important. I like to say it over and over again, because we tend to forget because of all the programming in our system. Yeah, so, okay. I'll look if there is anything else I can share. Yeah, so the energies also give me information sometimes, and I get a lot of people need permission to live their authentic self and best moment, and the energies are right now, so that they work on your system. They give you this permission. And yes, there is a lot of conditioning and stuck energies in our system that tell us otherwise. So we have to work hard to be a good human, or earn a certain amount of money. Be a good system. We need to live in a certain country, and so forth. So there is just a lot of conditioning, and it doesn't mean that we cannot be nice to certain people and do certain things, but we just want to get all these energies out. So all the conditioning, all the stuck energies out, that we have basically an open space, and then we can act from there how we feel the best in the present moment. And every present moment is fresh. Yeah. Okay. All right. Then let's start with the healing. Energies are already coming through very strongly. I just have a sip.
Eva, I don't know if you have a choice of network. It seems a little less stable today, your network. If that's all we've got.
Okay, my connecting is a little less stable. Is that for everybody?
Yes, it seems it's a little less stable than
Hang
yesterday.
on. My internet is right there, but one moment. Okay. I just double check if I have the right microphone. Yes, I do. And right camera. Yes, I do. Is it better now or is it still breaking up?
It looks good now.
Because it looks
Let's
okay.
see.
Okay, good. Yeah, it should all be fine. Yeah. Okay. So we go for about 50 to 60 minutes. And then you can ask questions and share. Yeah. Okay, let's start. And like yesterday, what you can do is just sit back, relax, close your eyes, and meditate along and enjoy. I start with opening up the energy field. Then I expand the energy field. Expanding the field helps to hold more light in the system, and also more awareness comes with that as well. So I'm expanding. And the energy field can always be more expanded. We can always carry more light. Light is higher information, and this information is transforming our system and also our life experience. And this is exactly what we want. Then I fill up the expanded space with light. Then I clear surface energies. Surface energies are all sorts of energies that are floating around the top of the system. And these energies create our main experience. So this can be thoughts, emotions, and other energies that are currently playing out. And by clearing those surface energies, of course, they're gone. And then we can experience what's behind there. And that's always there. The silence, the stillness, the clarity, the peace. So it's really about where our focus is going. And naturally the focus goes where the movement is. But if we are aware of that, we can also focus on what's behind there. This beautiful, open, expanded space. And there's nothing in there. It's empty. Full at the same time, but there's no content. So if we want to know who we truly are, we have to move beyond the content into the silence, because this is where we can meet that. So content helps, yes, to understand, to open up because of understanding, to allow because of understanding, to surrender because of understanding. But we really have to look beyond the content. Then I also clear thoughts out of the mind, or the stuck energies that creates the thoughts. And there's a lot of light present. So as usual, light flows into our system through the crown chakra and the third eye chakra. Mainly fills up the body, the energy body, and the area around us. And what we can do is just relax. Surrender to the energies. They are here to support our spiritual transformation. And know whatever is happening in this session is for your highest good. Then open up the energy field more. Bring in more light. Always when I open up the energy field more, the light can flow into deeper layers. And you know, everything I share, and in the beginning it's always very similar, it's partially for the mind. It's mostly for the energy field, our whole system, that it remembers, that it knows what to do and how to do it. So now I start clearing a few energies out of your system. And I'm just going to share which ones I clear, and you know, when I clear them, then they're gone. They're gone for good. And first I clear energies around being on the path of awakening. And sometimes there are times when you feel stuck, or I feel stuck. So always I feel stuck, I feel stuck. I feel I don't move forward, I don't move forward. And also disorientation. I don't know what to do. I don't know where to go. I don't know what practice to follow. There's just disorientation because there's a lot of offering, or there is offerings that share information that sounds the opposite. So there's just confusion. I clear these energies. And I just clear these energies that we have more access to clarity on that level. Because it's all about knowing from the level of the heart, or how I also like to call it, from the level of the being. So this is where I see my information is surfacing from. My personal highest truth is surfacing from. Some people refer to it as the heart. That we have access to that information, because when we do, we exactly know what resonates, what not, what we find is our personal highest truth and what not, and so forth. So it gets very simple because the information is always present. It just comes up. And this is what we want, because this is how, or from that place, functioning from that place is so convenient, and it's just a natural way of functioning from. And because we use our mind so much, and this has to do with, our upbringing. We all went to school, and what we do there, we focus on using the mind. So we learned how to use the mind for many years, but of course we didn't learn how to follow our intuition and what it is and where it's coming from, or where this information is coming from, and so forth. So this is why I clear these energies, that we can have access to that. And then basically our own inner guru is just present, and then we go from there. It doesn't mean that we can have support from the outside, information like from other sources, absolutely. But then we know, does this resonate or not? So clear energies. There are also certain energies I don't want support, or other energies that feel I can only move forward if I have support. Clear those. Then I go to the root chakra and clear fear. So I see the fear represented in the root chakra. Fear of not, let's say, awaken fast enough, or not moving forward fast enough in this life with the awakening process, or not making it in this life, whatever that means to you. So I clear these energies. Because what we want is, we want full surrender to life in the present moment. That's the highest truth we can live on earth. And so all other energies are just not useful. They take us away from that. So I clear more fear, fear of the future, fear of maybe not making it. There is a little bit more fear of missing out, fear of not having the right practice, or the right teacher, or the right energies. So while I'm clearing, more energy of relaxation is coming in. It helps the body to relax more, so that you feel more comfortable. Then there is anger in our system. I see it, second chakra around, and this is definitely for most people on the subconscious level, but it's anger for being conditioned in the way we are. So there is a lot of anger there. And you know what? Conditioning has to happen, as in a human life. Like, we cannot have no conditioning, it doesn't work. But there is a deep anger for the way we were conditioned, and because this brought forward a lot of painful experiences, and experiences we probably didn't want to make. So there is anger there, cleared. And there's an energy coming in right now, the energy of truth. So truth exists on the level of vibration. There is a highest truth, but then when it comes into our system, it personalizes. Okay, so in the end, in creation, in human life, there can never be one highest truth. Doesn't work. but there is an energy, there is a vibration of the highest truth. So this one is coming in. And this truth energy moves throughout our whole system. So I see it moves everywhere into the core layer of our being. So this is what it's doing right now. And it's going to help us to recognize what is not of our personal highest truth. So first of all, energies are being cleared right now that are not of our personal highest truth. But if we are doing things in our lives right now, a certain job, we live in a certain area, have certain friends, certain hobby that we just do because of certain conditioning, and we've always done it, but we never looked, is this actually my personal highest preference coming from my personal highest truth? And so the energy that's present right now changes the vibration of every cell of your body to truth, and then certain things can surface. So you'll see either the information surfaces right now or it comes up over the next while. And it's always good, because that means if you recognize what is not of your highest truth, you can then choose what is of your highest truth. And that's a total life changer. Then I clear energies out of the heart chakra. There are energies of identification there. So I don't know what to choose. I don't know what to choose. I don't know what my truth is. I don't know what my preference is. I clear these energies. I don't want to make choices. Clear those energies. I can't make choices. I can't and don't want to stand up for myself. Then I clear sadness and devastation from the level of the heart chakra, from situations throughout our lives where we then knowingly, but also not knowingly, didn't choose ourselves, but chose others or another situation because of certain conditioning. And there's a lot of sadness there. So we didn't say yes to ourselves. We didn't choose ourselves. Clear these energies from the heart chakra. Because I want to be liked, I want to be loved, I want to be seen because of these energies. I want to be heard, I want to be important. Also, I want to fit in. I want to be part of a group or family. Then I see ancestral energies, influences are coming in. So that means certain energies from our ancestors that are influencing this life experience. And I see, a lot of generations back that people, of course, didn't choose their truth, but chose the truth of somebody else or a group just to fit in, to be liked, to be successful, to get something else. They basically said no to themselves just for something else. They thought they're going to get out of it. And this is exactly what we shouldn't do, because if we choose ourselves, we get exactly what resonates and what's supposed to be here. So I'm cutting off this energy influence. I send healing to the ancestors, meaning if they want it, they can take it. If they don't want it, that's fine. And I clear these energies out of our system. And maybe you feel that there is a change in experience, feeling lighter, there is more light present. Then also what I get, strong ancestral influences. Again, this is very individual, but still every individual has it. Life has to be in a certain way. And if we don't live life in that way, we fail. So in whichever way you think you need to live your life, this is the issue. So these energies. And that we fail then, of course, as well. But we really want to free ourselves, from all the limitations. So I cut off this energy influence. It's a very important one. Again, I send healing to ancestors and clear this energy out of the system. Then I clear another few energies out of the heart chakra. I don't want to be different. I don't want to be an outcast. I don't want to stand out. I want to fit in. So I clear those energies. And now there is more peace present because all the energies we cleared were in the way of experiencing more peace. It's not a feeling, it's a vibration. Okay, I always talk about vibrations. But because this vibration is influencing our whole system, the feeling is the feedback. Then I clear energies that want something different than you're experiencing right now, that want to be somewhere else, that want to maybe do a different job, be in a different relationship, live in a different country, different job. I already said job. I don't know, just want something different than you are experiencing right now. And this is the thing, there are so many energies that take us away from the present moment. Oh, I want this, desires, like all these human desires. Oh, I want to accomplish this, I want this, and so forth. So they always take us away from what's there. And this is very fascinating because there is so much there and we can't see it if there are still so many energies that are taking us away from the present moment. So we need our energy present in the present moment. And then it's like, let's just say another door is opening, or of many other doors. Okay, they're just opening. Before we didn't see them, and we also didn't see, of course, what's behind there. And then suddenly we see all of that. So I clear, in general, desires. Desires can cause a lot of suffering because that means there is something we don't have and that we want. And people can waste their lives. Well, a life is never wasted, but anyways, put a lot of energy in just following their desires. And that's more of a lower level of consciousness doing that. But we want to raise our level of consciousness, so we have to move beyond desires. I'm not talking about desires of the body, you know, because the body is the body. I talk about desires, so food and water and sunlight, and you know, I'm not talking about these things. I talk about 3D reality desires, what we can, like items or traveling or yeah, stuff like that, different desires. So expand the experience of peace in our system. And with the peace, there's always the silence as well. And the silence is so nice. The opposite of what we experience all day. And I'm not talking about silence, not talking since I'm talking. Again, the silence is the vibration. And this is the fascinating part because, for example, we can experience the peace and the silence at all times. And then there's also the human going on. But the peace and the silence is always there as main experience. So open up the energy field more. Bring in more light. And then I pull you in a little bit of a deeper meditation. So I pull you deeper. And deeper and deeper. Just follow me. If you recognize that you're still holding on to something, let go. So we move into a deeper layer of our being. Beyond the movement and the content. And it's so peaceful there. And like I said, this peace is always there. No matter what's happening. And this silence is also always there. Open up the energy field more. Bring in more light. So let's sit for just like 2-3 minutes in silence. That we can enjoy what we have worked on up until now. So the expansion, the openness, the amount of bliss and silence and peace and so forth that's present. And I open up the upper chakras. They're already more open because of what we did in this session, but I'm opening them up even more. Crown chakra first. Third eye chakra. And throat chakra. And then there is a specific light coming in. Maybe you experience the upper chakras are really lighting up. And this light is specifically clearing the upper chakras. And this supports the realization process of who we are on that level. So the connection up, the truth of who we are. That we can experience this with more clarity. And what we're experiencing now is really pure being, just being. Everything else is gone. And this is such an amazing space to be in because the system follows that. It knows what to do, it knows where to go. And so we're pulled more and more into this experience of pure beingness. So on this level, there is nothing to do, there is nowhere to go. It's all about being. The busy level is on the human level, right? So we can enjoy this now for a bit. Also generating more of that and bringing this back into the human experience as well. And with pure beingness, there is bliss coming with that. Being is bliss. It's subtle bliss though, but it's bliss, not ecstatic. And I see every cell of our body. So every cell has like also a little energy body. And this energy body vibrates then in a certain way to the energies that are present and then influences the cell. And I'm seeing that while we are in this space, there's a lot happening on that level of the cells. And so there is really like an upgrade happening on a cellular level, a healing for the cells, and an information upgrade. So from being stuck to openness and flow, expansion, from being separate to connection, from fear to truth and love. Yeah, from limitation to expansion, and yeah, similar ones. So there is a lot happening right now. So the heart needs to follow that. I'm bringing all of that into the heart as well, into the level of the heart. It's very interesting to see, that the system follows very easily these energies, but often the heart doesn't. There are too many blockages there, meaning we protected our heart so much that that it doesn't get hurt, right? And so often the level of the heart needs an extra support, which you are receiving right now. And maybe you experience this whole experience being fuller or completed when the heart follows, or more complete. So when there are certain energies coming in, for example, the energy of the highest truth and others that came in today, yes, every cell of our body starts vibrating to that information, is changing the information, but at the same time, so this is happening simultaneously, everything is already within us, so also the highest truth and all the other information that's already there, and this can come forward. This can reveal itself. So it's both. Because everything is already in our system anyways. We just need to open it, or we need to recognize that it's there. And then we start realizing how powerful we actually are. And there is an energy coming in right now, which basically supports the next step on your transformational process, so that you are pushed over the edge, or the next step reveals itself, or just the next thing can come. So this openness for the next step that's coming in right now. And please don't try to figure it out with the mind. It will come. The mind doesn't know. The mind can never know. And how this is shown to me is that just certain limitations, they fall off. Certain blockages, or I just saw it that it happened. They just burst away, fell away. There's an energy of trust coming in, followed right after of an energy of knowing. So I always say there's first trust. We need to trust until we know, and basically both are coming in. This knowing we are fully supported on the path of awakening, and you know why? Because we have it within us. So the support and the knowing, it's all within us. It's never on the outside. And so first the trust for that is coming in, then the knowing, yes, of course it's there. I know it's there. I am that. I am the path. I am the realizations, the shifts, the openings. And I create all of them to have this process of awakening. And this is the most empowering thing as well. So I hope you can feel this now, like it's just a knowing in the system, also on the level of the heart. I create my own path. And obviously, as you know, it's not happening with the conscious mind, right? So we created this before we incarnated. But it's all there on a subconscious level. The information is all there. And that's very empowering. So let's sit with this for about 5 5 to 7 minutes in silence, that this can integrate and that the energies can still work on our system a little bit. Yeah, before we end this healing. Okay, we are finished. Yeah, I'm sorry about the internet connection. It's interesting because on my side it looks all perfect, but it seems like it wasn't. But that, it's all about the energies. I just share what I see, and everything is in the energies what I'm sharing. And if you don't hear it, it doesn't matter. It's there anyways. So, but I know it's a bit annoying if the internet connection is unstable. Let me just double check one more thing. All right. Okay, so thank you so much for joining and for receiving the healing. That was very interesting. Very strong one. So, yeah, if you want to share your experience or if you have a question, please let me know. You can raise your hand now. Hi, Cyprian. You need to unmute. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. That was amazing. Um, so I have a question and I wanted to share something. I think I protect myself by thinking. So I do that. And it probably started from a long time ago. So so I'm having a hard time fully understanding. Yesterday, I noticed that the recording was shared both in video and in audio. And I listened to it 3 times, and so, or watched it 3 times. And so my question is, if I do it more, can I make it more intense or speed it up? That's, I suppose, my first question. And second one is, because it was also distributed in audio, could I do something else at the same time, like fold my laundry or do chores, and that would still work? And then,
Yeah.
yeah, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. No, thank you for the question.
Mm.
So, first of all, I love that you did it right away 3 times, but it's also good if you want to have a few days in between or at least a day. I mean, of course, we do it 3 days in a row here, and you got the video and you can do it, and that's absolutely fine. But also, like, do it, let's say, in 3, 4 days, and do it next week, and then do it in 2 weeks, because this also needs integration time. So the change of information and the change of everything happens on an energetical level, and this then needs to integrate into the human system and experience, and also into life experience. And this always takes a little bit. So this is why I recommend just leaving a little bit of time in between doing them. And I would say it's better to meditate to it with your eyes closed. So if you've done it already 3, 4, 5 times, and you also got the information, like everything that was shared, you can also fold your laundry just to be in the transmission. But it would be better, or it works better if you meditate, because then also the consciousness can follow, right? When we move into a deeper level of consciousness, into a deeper layer, or there are certain experiences that are being created in the session, and you can't have them when you are in your awake consciousness doing something. It's better to meditate. But for that, I actually have a service. It's called Next Elevations, and it's a service where you're connected to these energies 24/7, and you can do whatever you want. You can sleep, swim, eat, and the energies are working on your system, because I basically programmed them in that way. Yeah, so this is a service I have. Yeah,
Yep. And then I just wanted to share an odd observation. So the
there.
third time I was paying attention to all of your words. The other two, I'm not sure what happened. And then I noticed you, and I had sometime yesterday after I noticed that I had a pain in my shoulder and my neck. And then I realized that you spoke about that, which was just,
Yeah. Yeah, when there is a lot of tension there, and then suddenly it gets released, like a sore muscle. Yeah, something like that. So yeah, very cool. Great. Thank you. Hi, Christina.
Hello, can you
Hello.
hear me? Hi,
Yes.
great. Thank you for another very strong meditation. I feel really very grounded. I just wanted to share an experience I had yesterday. It was very interesting because before the meditation, um, I was a bit worried. I have an 18-year-old son. And I have been struggling lately a little bit with the relationship with him. And I can see you talked about this today that we meet in the low vibration often.
Mm.
And and he's very reserved. He's not very talkative. When I ask him questions, it's just yes and no. So I find it difficult sometimes. And then uh, I had the meditation. It was really strong. And afterwards, he came home and it was totally different. We had such a enjoyable conversation, joking. He was sharing. So it was so different. So,
Mm.
yeah, fascinating. Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely fascinating because you were so open, you were full of light, and then on a subconscious level, he recognizes this, right? And then he can also
yes,
be more open. So
yeah,
know when when you continue on doing this work, you can totally meet on a different level because
yeah,
he apparently likes this openness and expansion in your system a lot. So yeah, great,
yeah,
great, yeah, beautiful. Thank you for
yeah.
sharing.
I'm so grateful.
Yeah, it's fascinating. Yeah, and this is just the thing, after meditation or while we'll do the meditation, just a certain amount of time afterwards, the system is just open. There's endless amounts of light there and so forth. And then, of course, after a little time, this starts to close down a little bit again, but never as much as it was there
Mm,
before. And so
mm,
the more often we do this work, the more open we get. So
mm,
it's a process. Yeah. And so
mm,
then eventually we just stay open like that, and then we only have conversations with people like that. Like you never meet an angry person anymore because if even though that person comes with anger and then meets you with your light, it's like the anger just vanishes for the person in that kind of way, so
mm.
it's like, why was I actually angry?
Yeah.
um yeah, it's fascinating. So
Yeah. And that's
yeah.
my experience with more and more people because I've been doing the work for such a long time
Yeah.
now.
Mm.
But I think also that my son is triggering up much more in
Yeah.
me, in my system, and
Yeah.
me in him. So,
Yeah.
mm,
Yeah, so I've heard this often happens with children. So
yeah.
our children are also our path.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just good to see. Okay, what is he triggering up in me, so that you can
Mm,
look at it and then let this
mm,
go. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. This is family. Family often triggers up stuff.
Mm, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Beautiful. Thank you,
Thanks.
Christine. Hi, Bill.
Hi. I
Hello.
just wanted, hi. It was really, really wonderful. It was so different for me today, really different. Maybe because I was rushing around a little bit before I came, but also, I, I was in this group. She's had like four near-death experiences, and she has this group with a lot of people in it. We come together, and she was saying, "Wow, is everybody feeling this exhausted? Like all this energy is coming in now." And so maybe it's part of that, but I also signed up for your next elevations program, so I'm getting that energy and also the abundance when I signed up for
Hmm.
that enhancer. So maybe I'm
Good.
getting just all this, but I just feel when you were going into the being and the bliss, and I mean, I've experienced that before. I've experienced that quite a lot. But today, I was just exhausted, and it was like all this stuff was going on in my chest, and I was just, instead of trying to get to the bliss or trying to get to the pure being, I was just with, whatever was happening. So
Hmm.
I just wanted to say that because I felt like it was the right thing to do, to just to be with what's happening and surrender and and allowing,
Yeah.
something's clearing. So I just wanted to say that.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and this is also what I said yesterday. We are in this process now for these few days, 3 days, and we have certain experiences, or we can have them that are triggering up stuff in our system, and so it seems. Are you're gone now? Oh, there you are. It seems like that this happened for you. Yeah, yeah. You had certain experiences and it brought something up, and that's good. It will just go. But definitely the best approach, surrendering to it, allowing it to be there until it just moves through. Yeah. And this is exactly what Next Elevations does. It takes the stuff from above basically and pulls it through. It pulls
So
the stuff through.
yeah, I have like a
Mm.
general intention to bring up everything in me, to clear
Yeah.
everything out, so I can be a purer. So
Yeah.
that's kind of Next Elevation is helping with that process of bringing
Exactly.
things up and clearing. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Great. Thank you, Bill. And there's still tomorrow, so you'll see how the experience changes then
Yeah. I'll
tomorrow.
listen to it again too.
Yeah, you can do that too. Great. Thank you. Then Yuting.
Yeah. Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Yeah, I felt like I'm in the same process. Like I feel a lot more joy, but then I have a lot of stuff being triggered and getting processed. So I'm always tired, and I also feel like it's as if like my hara, like the belly and kidney, that area is being reconstructed or refilled or something like that. And I also have skin allergies, and I can feel like my physical body it's like a lot going on there.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, we can have clearing on the level of emotions, but also on the level of the body, definitely. And the more we have like this embodiment process going on, the more also the body can show its weaknesses. So it's very normal when we work more on the embodiment that stuff can come up. Also tiredness. This I totally have and sometimes experience this as well, like this extreme tiredness, and also stuff coming up, especially on the level of the skin. I experience it on the level of the skin. Yeah, but this is just part of this awakening process, and it's important to not take it too personal or not personal at all, like not worrying about it, knowing, okay, there's just stuff being cleared. Of course we can do something about it, have certain remedies, cream we put on the skin, or sleep when you're tired, but yeah, also knowing that this is just part of the process, and it's not the same for everybody. That there are people, they don't feel any issues on the level of the body, and there are some people who feel more. So yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Hi, Sylvia. Hello.
It does?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I have two questions. The first was when you said we just don't see what we have because we are always desiring something else, and to make this the best day of our life. So I almost get the idea, but I think not totally. Maybe you could say something to that.
Yeah. So it's very normal on the level of the human, and this mostly comes from the ego, that we desire something else than that we are having or we are experiencing right now. And because I had a certain experience where all desires fell away from 1 minute to the next, it's a lot easier to grab them or to see them as what they actually were. And they were really taking me away from the present moment. And what do I exactly mean by that? So let's say you sit here with a beautiful cooked meal and it's delicious, but you say, oh, I don't want this, I want something else. Okay, so just a simple example. but you still have to eat this meal because that's the only one provided. So you eat it and you actually don't really like it, and you think about the other meal and this would be a lot better. And then you maybe think about in which store you would get the ingredients and stuff like that. So you're totally like, there are so many thoughts, and they create stories, and you don't really have the possibility to enjoy the meal that's there right now. So just a simple example. But if you would actually look, somebody created this amazing meal for me, and that person took a few hours to create it, to cook it, and then you taste it and you actually feel the love that person puts in. And maybe that's not the taste you would usually like to be combined, but you give it a try, and then you try it, and then you're like, oh, it's actually really good. And then and then you taste it with all the senses, also with like the mouth and with the nose. So it becomes a totally different experience. And then suddenly, and this is so you have all the energy here in the present moment with this meal. And then the person who cooked that for you shares the recipe, and then you get interested, and then you start cooking yourself because you weren't cooking before, just an example. And then you realize, oh, it's something that you actually really enjoy. So from being in the present moment, enjoying what's there, new doors are opening. So that's a very simple example, I know, but this is what came up right now. And then you suddenly have a new hobby that you really enjoy, and maybe, you can write a cookbook eventually. You know what I mean? So yeah, so this would be the desires. And we have like so many different desires. Like usually we're never happy with what's there in the present moment. This is how most humans function. And I'm not talking about gratitude, like, it's there. I don't really like, I'm not 100% happy with it, but I'm grateful that it's here anyways. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about removing desires so that they're just gone. And we have another free space there. Yeah. What was your second question?
It's just a short one for the next retreat in Germany.
Okay. I thought
Do
you
I
had
have
another.
to? Do I said I want a room, and I got a message that I can come to the retreat, but there was no message about the room. So do I have to look for it now extra, or
So
is
when
it
did you sign up? When did you sign up?
2 weeks ago?
Okay.
And I sent an email and questioned again if that's okay with the room, but I didn't get an answer.
Yeah, and where did you send this email to? To which email address? Because you have to send it to me, to info@em-healing.com, and not Next Elevations. But I didn't get an email, just letting you know. And I
Okay.
also didn't see that you signed up. I'm just double checking.
Okay.
I just need a second. Oh, there you are. 12. Juli. Okay. Yeah. I see it. Yes, there is definitely still a room available for that. Yeah. You know what? I'm just gonna write you an email that we don't. We can chat about this via
Thank
email.
you.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Yeah, and for people, there is going to be a retreat in September in Knittelfeld. It's actually my hometown. It's in Austria. If you want to come, you are very welcome. Yeah. Okay. All right. Is there another question? I look through the Yvonne. Yeah.
Oh, hi,
Hi.
Eva. Hi.
Hello.
It's made me a bit worried because I haven't paid yet. Sorry, this is completely the retreat in September, but I haven't paid it yet. And can I pay? I've just messed up. I've just not done it. And can
But
I?
I send you an email about this. I
Oh,
send you an email about this.
yeah, but I also can I have that room that I asked for?
Yes, yes, yes. I already signed you up for that room.
I've got my airfare. Sorry, it's got nothing to do with today, but thank you.
I know. Okay, I'm happy that you're coming.
So am I. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I just have to say retreats are very wonderful. they're always like 3 days long or 3.5 days. And we have like 3 to 4 sessions a day. They're very intense. There's a lot happening, and people really experience big openings, big expansions, shifts, and all different sorts of things during the meditations, and also for weeks and months afterwards. So I can really highly recommend them. It's also nice to just be there in person and enjoy the venue, because usually I choose very nice venues. The Knittelfeld one is going to be in a castle. There is going to be one in Mallorca next year, end of April, beginning of May, in a very beautiful venue. Mallorca is an island of Spain, beautiful island. And so, yeah. And there are more to come. Okay. Okay, I just go through the questions very quickly because yeah, Nahuel, hello.
I was wondering, will it be 5 days or 7 days next year?
No. You know what? It's too intense. Because already after, like on day 3, I can already see it's already a lot for people. It's really enough. And then we still do like 1 or 2 more sessions, but then the cup is like more than full, and then it's just time to integrate. So 3 days is really enough. I recommend you just come for the 3 days, and then you also travel a little bit around Europe. Yeah, you travel a little bit.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
and may I announce there's a song. Is it okay if
Yes, you can. Yeah.
There's a new song with Eva. She has a piece in the song where she channels a message. So it's called Bring It Here. If you want to listen to it, it's going to be released tomorrow, the 29th, a couple of hours before the session. Yeah. So
Yeah.
hope you...
Thank you, Nachel. You can share the link tomorrow in the chat.
Yeah. Oh, great.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Beautiful.
Eva.
Thank you. Great. Yeah, I'm looking forward to listen to it. Okay, amazing. So that was another great session. Thank you so much for being here, also for the questions and sharing. Yeah, so let's see what happens till tomorrow. No, if things are surfacing, if somebody's triggering you, it's really like the energies, they bring this up. So allow it, it will move through. Yeah, so see you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Thank you. See you tomorrow.